right into it, right into it.
Basketball going crazy right now.
Basketball
Yeah.
is going crazy, and I think whenever we come back, this is something we can't miss. So we gotta do a little brief joint for the basketball real quick. All right.
Off season begins, man.
So everybody's getting traded, waived, new teams.
You got knocked the fuck out, man. Yeah, I'm in go mode. Go. Yeah, I'm in go mode.
Welcome to a special edition of the OSA Out of Shape All Star Podcast. As you can see right now, it's the big three, the leaders of C2. As you know, OSA is on a break right now. We're trying to figure out the next season, but we couldn't have a episode not talking about all the craziness that's happening right now in the NBA offseason. Again, this is a OSA special NBA offseason edition. As you can see, Drew is here, John is here. I'm gonna call me Devin, so you can call me Devin. Episode brought to you by Coach Capsule, sponsored by Don's LLC. Now, before we get into that, last time you saw us, we picked our picks for the NBA finals and all that shit. We didn't actually go over it with you guys, but we'll be remiss without saying congratulations to the OKC Thunders, Oklahoma City Thunders, winning their first NBA championship. Shea, what hell of a year.
Finals MVP, Eastern Conference MVP, scoring title.
Western Conference MVP, not Eastern
Western
Conference. They could have gave it to him.
MVP.
They could have gave him that too, but Western Conference MVP.
It's crazy. Halliburton didn't get it. Halliburton should have got it, but he didn't get it.
I think Holly didn't get it because his surge happened at the end, like the playoffs. Like that's
before you know what happened.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the Eastern Conference. They gave it to Pascal Siakam.
Oh yeah, Pascal did his thing too, though.
I'm not gonna lie. It was definitely Hallie Magic, though. You know
no, Hallie was definitely Hallie had the big moments.
But
Pascal was consistent though.
Yeah, they couldn't do that without Pascal.
He was definitely a vital part, but I just felt like you gotta reward the magic.
Yeah, and
Hallie had moments like he didn't carry the whole thing.
But this was definitely I have arrived for Halliburton. Like everybody, the players voted him the most overrated, right? Coming into the playoffs. I think during this playoffs, he showcased that I am one of those ones. Like y'all niggas got to take that smut off my name. I am one of those ones. And so I get what John said because literally Halliburton was the star of this NBA, of the playoffs. Like when it comes to like stars who people came to see, although Indiana is not a team that everybody running to see, Halliburton definitely made what was seen to be a boring NBA Finals matchup, not the biggest of markets. And they were saying like ratings went down because niggas expect the same big teams to be there.
It's because it was a final score.
One of the highest. Was it games? I think it was Game 7 was one of the highest viewed.
Yeah, because niggas actually start coming around. At first, niggas didn't want to watch it.
Yeah, because it was so competitive. Like throughout the whole series, people like the basketball. This was more like when it started. This was more like for the basketball fans. Right, you know how it's big ratings because you got casuals watching.
Right.
When you got big stars like LeBron and all them, like big, it brings in casual fans.
Right.
This was one of the finals where like the sexy teams in it, the casual fans wasn't watching.
Right.
Like if New York was in it, like
everybody
you have the casual fans, but since you only had Pacers and OKC,
and I think the Knicks Pacers series was one of the highest rating, like highest grossing viewership of all like the playoffs because, like you said, the casual fans comes out for the big cities, the big names. And when you think about Indiana, we think about OKC, they don't have the biggest name players. But
even though it was like one of the most competitive finals,
but it was definitely a competitive finals. Unfortunately, Pacers lost. Everybody that wore number 0 this season, the big stars, seem to have the similar injury, all on the East as well. All Eastern Conference players blew up their Achilles. And if you watch that video, you can see the explosion in Halliburton leg and shit.
I didn't want to say because like it kind of messed it up. Like even though they held on to the half,
they still only lost by what 10, 13 points between that. Like it was like 10-point win.
Yeah, I know, but like it started to get wet it started to get blown out in the third quarter. You kind of didn't. They brought it back, but like in the third quarter,
it was
OKC was over. They had it until the half.
Right.
Even though they were playing up into the half, like mad competitive, it just got stretched out in the third quarter. You saw the levels.
Right.
OKC was just like, nah, we taking this over.
Yeah.
In the second half.
Again, congratulations to SGA. I definitely think, and again, coming into the season, nobody would say the Pacers and the Thunders would be our NBA finals. Like nobody expected that, nobody saw that, but they definitely
nobody really wanted that,
and nobody really wanted that either, right? If you wasn't
Boston was more of like the
Boston, Milwaukee,
and for the West, I feel like it was a little open in the West.
It was open, but they always go to the fail safe. You go to Denver, you go to LA, like. You fall like it was nobody clear cut, but like people tend to fall where the stars at. We hope Golden State do something. Oh, we hope LA do something. The Lakers, or look at the Clippers, they might make a push. Or Denver, maybe this they run again, but never Indiana, never OKC. So we got to congratulate both of those teams, and we also have our fourth guest, John's bitch has joined the pod today. But congratulations to OKC. Before we get into the offseason, OKC won, of course, right? But the biggest conversation is like OKC there's finally a championship in OKC. Yeah. So does this make SGA the greatest Thunder of all time?
The greatest Thunder that won a championship. I won't say the greatest Thunder of all time because you had the Kevin Durant right there. Kevin Durant.
But you gotta look at it this way. Russ won MVP. KD won MVP. Harden was there for a little bit.
Harden didn't really take off, break out until he left OKC.
Yeah, that.
Shea. So. Or if he surpassed all of them, he just got to put a few more years.
Yeah,
I know. Well, a lot of the conversations is when some conversations I feel like it's too early. Some conversations I feel like it's too early.
Yeah.
But in Shea's conversation, Shea matched all their accolades and brought something.
I just think because it happened quick. Like how many years is Shea been in OKC? Probably like I think it was like his third year in OKC.
Third or fourth year, one of those. Third or fourth year.
Yeah, it's the fact that they had it, and don't get me wrong, because they have a squad in OKC. Like
they got a well balanced team.
I say KD I think did like 10 years OKC. Russ did about the same, and then
the reason why I bring up this conversation because it's like. So I watch Gilbert's arenas and all that shit, and a lot of we just had Fanatic Fest, a lot of conversation about ring culture, and ring culture has really ruined how we look at basketball. Like no other sport,
that's some bullshit, bro. So don't fall for the hype.
It's
too crazy.
It's a contradiction. It becomes a contradiction. So they like ring culture. You had T-Mac talking about it. Ring culture has.
I love T-Mac, but T-Mac done went crazy talking about
T-Mac wild out.
I mean, he has a point because
LeBron and Steve Nash was talking about ring culture.
Look, a quick rebuttal to T-Mac, right? They all. See, I'm not gonna lie. Kobe always hates slack. You know, Kobe's my guy. I'm not trying. I'm gonna give like.
Everybody hate Kobe right now. I don't know where does all this Kobe hate come from.
It's crazy. He passed away.
Really. Kobe is polarizing. Kobe is even hated or he's.
But I feel like in these conversations,
that's how Kobe is.
You heard you, but not in these conversations. You've been recently getting short end of the stick.
Yeah, he word.
But I'm just to rebuttal, non-biased. I know I'm a big Kobe guy, but I'm gonna give you objective. So he said he would have won with Shaq, but Kobe also won with Powell. And then my rebuttal is Kobe won with Powell. I would say Kobe. If Kobe would play with Yao, shit, Kobe would have won one if he played with Yao. Yao was 7'6", could shoot. He was
y'all had mad injuries. That's why.
But
that's
also,
why
I think
y'all has injuries mad early in his career.
Listen, I understand that, but there was a Houston Rockets team that T-Mac was a part of that never out the first round with T-Mac. And the year T-Mac was injured, it was Yao, Ron Artest. And who they lose to? They lost to the Lakers in Game 7 in the second round.
Yeah.
And T-Mac wasn't playing. Listen, I love T-Mac. I ain't trying to say T-Mac.
So my whole thing is T-Mac is up there. Like
if you can easily do that, you could do the same.
You know
what I'm saying? You can also nitpick back to the same people that saying shit.
Yeah, but pigback John. But what back in those days where Kobe was with Shaq, they were compared. I think there was comparisons to T-Mac on who is better. One had rings. But you really think about it, T-Mac and Kobe back then was like.
So T-Mac is always been better to me. Anybody that know me, T-Mac is the guy for me.
T-Mac had it though. Like
and Kobe even said out his mouth that T-Mac was the hardest person for him to guard. Where I think T-Mac messes it up is by saying, if I would have played with Shaq, if I would have played with this, T-Mac didn't play with like scrubs. T-Mac had a good team, but the only thing I say with Kobe, because Kobe won after being with Shaq, he had Bynum, he had Powell, he had Lamar Odom. There was a good team around him. And so I don't just contribute Kobe wins to, he just had Shaq. Like,
he had a good squad around.
Yeah, he had well-coached team that was putting the right pieces that complement his game around him. Whereas T-Mac didn't really have that as much as Kobe did. And that's no shade towards Kobe. But T-Mac saying that is like, T-Mac, you actually, to me, missing the point, because what was constructed around Kobe was great pieces that complement his game. You could have talked to, if T-Mac would have said, if I was on the right teams with the right players that complemented my game, I could have won too. I was never, although I played with Yao at one point, we just never were built right or coached right. We dealt with injuries. We right players, role players, right coaching. I give him more slack with that versus saying, man, if I had Kobe, if I had T-Mac, if I had Shaq, I would have did this and did that.
But is he really lying about that? If he was on that Laker team,
of course not, because they had Phil Jackson. There's a lot more that contributed to that, because Lakers had Kobe, Eddie Jones, and all them, but they wasn't winning yet until Phil Jackson came in and built a roster around those guys.
But listen, I love T-Mac. T-Mac to me is one of those games that, like, there's people with rings I feel like T-Mac can fuck with, but obviously the resume.
Yeah, top 75, T-Mac is all that.
One. But on the offensive side of the basketball, T-Mac made it close. But on the defensive side of the basketball, between Kobe and T-Mac, is not even close.
Yeah, Kobe got him on the defensive side.
I'm saying on the offensive side, on any given night, T-Mac might be the better man against Kobe on the offense. Like, talking offense. Yeah. But we're talking that defense is not even close.
But, John, I'm saying this because a lot of people like LeBron James, there's a lot of them that's talk like people that got rings, there's people that don't have rings. All of them are talking.
But
that's what I'm saying.
because
I'm gonna ask something
LeBron
new.
saying that.
LeBron was starting the conversation with him and Steve Nash. This
is
where it came from.
Him and Steve
Yeah,
Nash.
but then his agent talking about if the Lakers make a move to win championships. So it's like the player just said something about like, listen, also the sport of NBA is just different. You know what I'm trying to say? The NBA is different to all the other sports because in the NBA, a player really has more control in the outcome than football. No, because in football, you could be a quarterback though for 450 yards.
But your O line is trash. It's quiet.
Not even that. You could lose on a punt return TD or kick return TD, or you could throw the ball to the receiver.
Right.
He's running. They strip him and take it to the house, and that's ball game.
Right.
So you can literally lose and not even be on the field. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's why football is looked at. You could really lose and not.
Basketball is definitely controlled by a few players.
Yeah, because
you control the outcome of the game.
You go get the bucket, and then you guard your man. You playing defense to prevent. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's viewed like championships and everything is viewed a little more differently. In football, we know all the ring talk is only about the QB because that's the one position. That's
the most important position, but
yeah. So that's the one that get since they're the number one position that the ring culture. Well,
it exists with the QBs,
them. So if you compare wide receivers, you ain't gonna be talking about championships. It's more like playmaking. It would be like what you see in the eye test and stats when you compare like the other positions.
Right.
QB, it'll be the eye test, stats,
and
accomplishments. But any other position in football is not going to look like that. So you could be the greatest defensive tackle and never won a Super Bowl, but you will still be looked at as one of the greatest defensive tackles. It's not going to take away from you.
Yeah, and football, other than the quarterback position, because they talked about Dan Marino and his comparison to the Tom Brady's, the Steve Youngs, the Joe Montanas, whereas stats wise, he's up there. Skill wise, like if you was to pick a quarterback, you probably would pick him.
Yeah, not many. Stat wise, he had a modern game offense the way he was throwing the ball. So if he were playing in this era, his numbers would probably be a little inflated.
And then again, if you just picking a quarterback, Dan would probably get picked over a lot of guys who have the rings because of his skill, but he still because you are the captain of the team and in football, you don't got that ring, you don't reach those heights that the guys with the rings and the stats have. And so it's been this whole like last couple of months in basketball, this ring culture. We got to change ring culture because there's a lot of players who don't have rings that get looked over by players who happen to be on championship teams. Do we got to change the narrative when it comes to ring coaching in basketball?
Listen, it's tiers to it. All right.
I don't think so.
Simple example. This is simple. MJ, Kobe, Bron, just to put three names out. Yeah. Magic, Kareem. Those five players alone are on a different tier than other players. So I'm trying to say there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that's how you separate, the top of the top, because you ain't winning a ring don't mean that. See, that's where the conversation it gets a little twisted because they say, they make it seem like if you ain't win a ring, you're not good, but no one says that. It's just you was good. You was good, but
you ain't that one. But you're not in certain conversations.
Yeah, it's just it's a tier. It's all tiers.
Which the only thing I agree with because
the way people talk, AI never won a ring, but the people still talk about AI in high regard. His run to the finals is still revered and talked about. Like, yo, AI really, and the fact that he was him put up what was it the 50 points, and he stopped the Lakers from going undefeated that year because the Lakers swept everybody, lost game one.
And they won
the Sixers, and then won.
Yeah, but they loss was against.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So That's what there's conversations that kind of pokes holes in this ring. It's just like what.
It has pros and it has cons, John. Like,
no, but I'm saying that the whole ring culture is like one would say is just who's looked at as the GOAT. Michael Jordan. He don't got the most rings, but when he went, he ain't never lose. So that argument is like one of the defining arguments in the. So this all stems on the GOAT debate. So this whole ring culture is just the endless debate for people to
talk about. Because this is not the whole thing is not based on Jordan.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
If we talk about GOATs,
because LeBron the one who kicked it off, so I feel like LeBron is continuously trying to keep us to think like, look, listen to the clip. I am the GOAT. Stop challenging it.
He said the ring culture, and he didn't say it, but he was like, you know why? What was he insinuating when I don't understand why in our sport we're so obsessed with rings, and he told Nash like, you know why, but he didn't say it. He said it without saying it. But this all stems from the GOAT debate. If there's no GOAT debate, because the GOAT debate is going to continue, I don't think there is one, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. MJ, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. But this all stems from the GOAT debate. This is conversation that's very crucial to people's legacies of being, And you look at this way, if they were to do the top 10 players in NBA history, I guarantee you every player that's top 10 is gonna have one ring, a ring or more. There's not gonna be one player that make the top 10 list in NBA history that has 0.
You think so?
Yeah, because I feel like it's
AI is not top 10.
He's not gonna make top 10. If the players vote the top 10 ever, even the players are going to use the rings against other players.
I think to prove that thing, we just all right. Next time we do it, just make it 10 and let's just see. Because somebody without the rings gonna make a top 10.
I don't think so.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that. Somebody without a ring is going to make a top 10.
Ooh.
It's going to make the top 10.
Ooh. Who off the cuff that you can think of just like, they got to be there? That's not a check.
Look. Simple. Look. No order. I'm just naming names. MJ. Look, MJ, Kobe, Bron, Magic, Kareem.
Will.
Those are the top 5.
Olajuwon, Bill, Tim Duncan.
Right.
Did I say Bird? I said Bird.
You said Bird. You said Bird. You say
Olajuwon. Steph Curry. That's 10 players already. Now tell me,
Hakeem. Did you say Shaq?
I'm saying if those 10 players. You said who?
Did you say Shaq?
You proved me wrong. You proved me wrong, John.
No. You can ask Shaq too.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't even say Shaq.
I can see. I can see. You proved me wrong. You proved me wrong.
Add those players, and then you try to name a player. You can squeeze,
And then they're going to have a whole bunch of those old whites on there. Them old whites going to all be on there. That's them Boston whites.
Boston whites ain't top 10.
No, I'm saying they're going to find a way.
Bill, he's talking about
There's only one white that's top 10. That's
Bird. Yeah, but they're going to add those.
It's crazy. It's not even Bob Cousy's recognized, but Bill Russell was black and the other player was black. The other Celtics player that had like 8 championships, he's black. So the Celtics maybe is looked upon that, but they actually have black players on their team.
And again, you look at the GOAT comment. I agree with John when it comes to the only reason why this ring culture is such a pivotal part of NBA status is because of what MJ and the Bulls were able to do. 6-0, the best, beating some of the greatest that ever played the game. Top 75, he done beat probably 40 of them. And so it's like this is the mark. And so everybody's trying to find a way to create a new narrative, starting with LeBron, because LeBron is the closest one. He's the one, Jordan the 1A, he the 1B for a lot of people. And so LeBron is like, look, we gotta look past the rings because there's other things you do in the sport. But also at the same token, LeBron knew that he wouldn't be mentioned in the greatest unless he made that weak ass Miami move, and he went and secured his rings. He went and secured his ring just to make sure to confirm his spot in those GOAT conversations moving forward.
I don't like how you said it, but I actually do agree with you. I don't like when you said it.
But you know that's what Miami.
I was gonna say I don't like LeBron saying that because he let him chase rings himself. He did that early. So I agree with you on that. I don't like LeBron saying that because he did it.
Yeah. Crazy times.
He looks at his past self and then realizes that
championship is a team accomplishment,
right?
But
but I do agree with some
driving force behind your team winning. You get all the credit, like.
But I do agree. A championship is a team accomplishment, though.
Yeah, in every sport.
One player has more control over it, but if you don't have a right team, you can't win a championship. It ain't like one star can win a championship. Like,
but
you have to have the right, just like Devin kicked it off. You have to have right pieces around you and a good coach to win a championship.
But how many times we've seen the right pieces run each other and didn't win? So it's a mixture of having the right pieces and then the mixture of having your all-time great on your roster.
But you have the right pieces though, because let's just say without Scottie Pippen, Jordan had to have Scottie Pippen to win those 6 championships, and Jordan even said that himself. I would not have won without Scottie. So you need the right players around you to win championships. It can't be just you bullying a China shop.
But what I'm saying is, you can have the good team. Them Houston Rocket teams that was going.
I agree with you. Some teams do have that
every year. They was going to the conference finals every year. They never went to the finals. Why? What? They had the pieces.
Yeah, and who beat them?
All-time great, but he's a different tier all-time great compared to somebody else.
But even James Harden, because James Harden fucked up in those finals. That's what happened. Your star was fucking up. Right. You can't have that. If James Harden, we all know in the finals, James Harden doesn't perform in the playoffs. Like that's been known. Like even Houston, James.
All right, that plays a role.
Yeah,
and the ones that won championships when it mattered. That's really the big difference. That's another big difference. The ones that won performed when it matters. Some teams was elevated to another level because their all-time great player on their team took it to another.
Yeah, Johnny, I understand that, but I'm saying it all works in concert. Your big stars cannot perform without your others. Your big star, as Shaq calls them, the others. They're not going to win without those. Shaq and Kobe did not win without major shots from other players, though. Shaq and Kobe did not win without team and Phil Jackson.
The others played. Yeah, but what you're not understanding, to bake the cake, the others got to do their job, and then the all-time great got to do their job. So the others do what they do, but the stars ain't doing what they do. What is the point? My point is you can have the right pieces.
We're saying the same things. You're just arguing the other side of it, but we're basically saying the same thing. we are. Yes, we are, John. We're basically saying the same thing.
No, we're not, because
because John's talking about the star doing their role, whereas and you talking about the role players doing their role.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But no, I'm trying to tell him.
But negate the other.
No. But my point is, Drew. No, you said you have to have the right team. I told you there's been right teams, but their all-time great failed them. I'm not gonna use failed, but their all-time great.
They didn't show up when they needed to.
They didn't show up
or rise to the occasion.
No, I'm trying to say.
I'm saying, John, you need both. You need both to do it. I'm saying that you need the all-time great star, and you need the others hitting at the right time, bro.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
No, I don't disagree with that. But I'm just saying there's been situations where teams have the right pieces, the right players. It's just
tell me a time where the star played. Tell me a time when the star played like out of their mind and the team didn't show. What happened? Tell me that. Where the star player played out of their just like you said, Allen Iverson. The star played out of his mind, but who beat them? The Lakers did. He still got beaten.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson played out of his mind. He still got beaten.
The Lakers stars
we are also playing out of their mind.
Yeah. So 2 beats 1.
Right.
Yeah, 2 beats 1. The role players is probably
not saying the Sixers team wasn't playing good. It's just what they're facing is
they was outmatched. They had no chance, you know? If Shaq give you 30 and Kobe give you 30, what more? Like, nobody else I'm Philly gonna give you 30. AI could give you 30 to 40, but that's still outscored by 20 points.
It's like
AI didn't have the second man up.
Look, it's like House of Dragons. The young boys, they had the 2 small dragons, but one I had that one big one. That was like, yeah, y'all got the numbers over there, but nigga, I got what's the big joint name? Old joint?
Vagar.
Yeah, Vagar. Like you got some young dragons over there, but nigga, I got Vagar over here. So yes, you got the numbers, but nigga, the power that's coming from this side is far drastic than what's coming from that side. But also NBA draft, we saw Cooper Flag go number 1 to the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas is somehow a lot of funny shit could be going on in the NBA, man. I just don't. Some shit just be happening. They just be like,
it happens. It happens from time to time. You think the draft is a little funny. That happens every year.
I've been talking about the draft for
that happens a lot. That happens every year.
Draft is too funny for me.
That's why they don't show it to the public.
That's why they don't show us no more. That's why I said
to show it to the public.
They gotta show us again.
Like,
yeah, they gotta show us again.
Don't show that shit to the public no more.
What's the sense? It's a lottery, John. That's why they call it draft lottery.
Right. But remember on the lottery, you used to throw the balls out there too. You used to see the balls drop. Number here. NBA like, fuck that shit, nigga. We gonna control how this shit go. Yeah. But shout out to my guy Cooper Flag. Going number 1, Dallas. Yeah. The biggest story from the drive though was Ace Bailey, who got drafted by the Jazz, but he didn't want to go to Utah.
I agree with Utah. Nah, fuck that. You the best player in the draft.
That's available right now.
I don't care if you did not work out with us. No, you're the best player here. You're the best player on it. I'm supposed to pick a lesser star just because you didn't come and work out with us. Now you're gonna love to play here. We got you for the next 5 years.
Right. You try, but you can't hide your talent. So it's like if I'm a team and I need a star talent prospect.
Right, nigga. I got enough footage, nigga. I got enough footage to know.
I said scout see again.
Yeah.
What the homie said? I like you. I want you.
Yeah.
I want you.
I'm pretty sure Utah had some people at them Rutgers games and shit like that. So nigga, you don't got to come work out, nigga. I'm gonna get you. I saw enough. So Cooper Flag went number 1. Dylan Harper from also Rutgers guard went to San Antonio.
They got a good situation.
I really like VJ Edgecombe a lot. I like that kid.
Yeah, he's that's a good. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good pick of Philly.
Good pick. I like his game, but I just like who he is. I like the character in this kid, so I'm rooting for VJ. Another Duke player, Con Knappel, shooter guard, went to the Hornets.
There you go, Charlotte.
Ace Bailey to Rutgers. Trey Johnson from Texas went to the Wizards. The Bulls. There's some other good picks. Bulls went and got another foreigner who I know nothing about. Bulls, bro. Bulls be pissing me off. I'm hoping this kid allegedly did good.
Highlight tape.
I seen him playing in the World Cup. He looked decent and shit. They saying they do the who he play like. They giving Giannis. I don't see Giannis, but you gotta
let the kids grow.
You right, Drew.
Just got drafted.
You right.
And plus the Bulls ain't gonna do nothing anytime soon anyway. So
also one pick I like is Derek Queen. He's a center. He was drafted by the Hawks, but went to New Orleans. Traded to New Orleans, and I'm gonna start there. Right, we get into the offseason. A lot of things been happening this offseason. There's a lot of teams I like. They doing real good. As we know, the Rockets traded for KD. We know that happened.
That's the one that jumped it off.
But Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks and some draft picks all sent out to Phoenix. Phoenix looks a mess. They got like fucking 4 niggas that play the same position. I don't know what they plan on doing with
Bradley Beal like coming off the bench because you're not playing above Devin Booker or Jalen Green right now.
Which is crazy. KD and the Rockets look really impressive. They just signed Clint Capella back to
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
They took Black and Mild off the Lakers, John. What you
leave the Lakers? This
is only one. You heard the Lakers signed one player. I never.
And who the fuck is this guy, John? What's going on in the Clippers when they got Brook?
They saving their money for 2027. So the way I look at that, they say,
I think they're trying. I think they're trying to get DeAndre Ayton though.
DeAndre Ayton is the only center that's left. That's still out there.
Because they're still out there.
No, Brook is with the Clippers.
Yeah, Brook Lopez.
Brooklyn went to the Clippers.
Oh, okay.
Miles Turner went to fucking.
I know
that.
Heard Brook Lopez. I said Brook Lopez. DeAndre Ayton and Al Horford's the last 2 centers available.
Right. Old ass Al Horford and injured ass DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton, based on years, is the better choice. But to me, is the Lakers doing it? Is the Lakers doing enough to keep LeBron happy? Because again, as we see, Rich came out and said, "What the fuck is going on? Y'all ain't doing nothing to keep my guy happy." So
he took the big contract out there and took the big contract. So he kind of like. This is like, yo, let me get my money, bro. Like, you can't, he did that move. So
yeah. Also SGA signed the Supermax for $285. So congrats to SGA. We talked about the championship, but let's go through some of the moves that happened. I got it for the most part, all of them. We're going the Celtics, right? They lose KP. He goes to Atlanta in the trade. They lose Drew to the Blazers in the trade. They got Anthony Simons.
I don't agree with that.
They lose Luke Cornett, big white boy.
Where Luke Cornett went to?
Luke Cornett is where is he now?
I think he went to like Boston and Spurs. I think.
Yeah, he went to the Spurs. Luke Cornett is on the Spurs.
No, that's okay.
And
the Spurs got something going on.
And they signed Luke Garza. That's the Celtics. That's the moves the Celtics made this offseason so far. Nets ain't do much, but they did move Cam Johnson to the Nuggets for Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. and some draft picks. A future
sounds like an even trade, even swap up.
I think Cam Johnson is a way better player than Michael Porter Jr. to me.
You think so?
I definitely think so. I think Cam Johnson is more skilled than Michael Porter. Michael Porter is a star that we've been waiting on, and maybe this is time, and then that's where he's gonna ascend to that superstar because MPJ was been supposed to be that nigga. He just haven't reached that height yet. But right now, in regards to what I've seen, I'm taking Cam Johnson over MPJ, but I think this is his time to shine.
I think it's even. I think it's an even swap to me. Like you just like player for player. You just kind of did that. The only thing about MPJ, like he was injured during the playoffs, like,
and that's another thing he deals with injuries also.
Yeah, that is a point. He does deal with a lot of injuries. I honestly forgot that. Yeah, he's been injury prone. So
now the Knicks continue to get stronger, although they don't have a coach. They signed Jordan Clarkson.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Good role player.
I like
good
that a
score
lot.
off the bench. Also, they signed Yesabele, the nigga that was with the Sixers. He was a part of the France team. Big brolic power forward nigga. He signed with the Sixers after the Olympics.
The Olympics.
Yesabele.
Yabusele,
Yabusele. He also signed a 2-year deal with the Knicks.
I like that. I like those pickups.
Yeah, they added to the bench. Strengthening that bench.
Yes, I like that. You still need a coach, though.
Still got the same pieces. They still need to get a coach, but they are building a good foundation for whoever comes in, making the job easier for them. All right, Sixers. Of course, they drafted VJ, but they ain't do nothing else. Raptors didn't really do nothing else. The Bulls send Zoe to the Cavaliers.
So that's a good move.
For Okoro. I think it's a good move for Cleveland.
Yeah, it's a good move for Cleveland. You got Zoe coming off the bench for fucking Darius Garland. Like
right. You guys,
as long as he stays healthy.
Right. Zoe is
Zoe be having problems.
Zoe is a health concern, but Darius Garland also. So it's like, which one gonna be hurt the less? Like who gonna be hurt least between the two?
Darius Garland's gonna be hurt least.
But I definitely think Zoe gives them depth, and then they also can run offenses where Darius Garland can be off the ball, and Zoe can bring up the ball. Zoe can also run the second team. So I like that pick for Cleveland. Cleveland is definitely still trying to get better, although they were underwhelming last season in the playoffs, but they also dealt with a lot of injuries.
They ran into what the hell?
Bulls also signed Trey Jones to a 3-year deal. Who cares? And then, like I said, they signed that foreigner or drafted that foreigner. Cavs, they get Zoe. Pistons really making some moves. Pistons signed and trade Duncan Robinson. So your boy Drew, Duncan Robinson is now in Detroit. They signed Karis LeVert, but they also got a thief on the team in Malik Beasley. Malik, wow. So other than Malik ain't gonna be there, so they might have a spot open.
They got Don Thief as a gambler on the team.
Malik ass gonna be gone, so they did open up another spot because he gonna be out of there real soon.
And Malik plays he was such a good player for them, bro.
2-way player, got a shot, defensive guy, like he's a solid player. He's definitely a solid player. He fucking up though, fucking up bad. He been hanging out with MPJ brother. But Pacers lose Miles Turner to the Bucks. Bucks is trying to keep Giannis happy. Is that enough to keep him happy? Because they just waived Damian Lillard.
That might be one of the second moves in the offseason. I know there's some trades happen, but just straight up waving Dame is crazy.
Waving Dame, he get get all his money.
It's not crazy. It's crazy because they still owe him a lot on the Bucks.
Right.
Like you still owe that nigga a lot. But he had an Achilles. He had an Achilles tear. He was gonna miss next season anyway. Honestly.
Yeah, and
he was
they
gonna miss
at
next season.
Older player with a injury like that.
I don't think it works so they waive him and they can sign somebody that replace. They still gotta pay him, so the cap.
Yeah, no, that's the only crazy part about it because you still owe him that money.
Because it's a win for Dame. He get a year to rehab. He's still getting all his coins, and then he can go wherever he chooses.
Yeah, and he could go for the low, so he could really sign.
Right, he got his whole contract. He could go anywhere he wants for the low, whatever deal he could work out.
Team he feel like he has the best chance of winning, he could go play there.
He don't have no rush to sign in the beginning of the season. He can literally sit out and rehab.
He really ain't gonna be, but just like I say, he at the earliest he's gonna be ready until like next playoffs, bro. At the earliest.
I've been trying to figure out where could Dame go, and I don't know, but I'm not gonna lie, it might be crazy, but I got the notification. It was like Golden State's interested in Dame.
I don't like that.
You know why it will work? Because Golden State is not a point guard heavy system.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have point guards, but they move it around.
Right.
If you're talking top shooting point guards in the NBA, is Curry and it's Dame.
Yeah.
So you would just be replacing what.
But you're gonna have two to say, but who's gonna like? Is one gonna play off the ball like that?
Well, Curry prefer off the ball, so that's not the Dame.
That's true. Dame being a player and Curry be shooting guard.
The Golden State offense, the way the Golden State offense is run, is a lot of off ball, regardless for everybody.
Yeah, and Dame is a more ball dominant player. So for Curry coming out ball, that works for Curry. It's like you can bring the ball up. Curry gonna do what Curry do, run around.
I'm just saying in the defensively, it has its flaws.
You're not gonna have much.
On the offensive end,
unless you're keeping Jimmy,
both of them running around screens and
crazy thing, Drew. How you feeling, bro?
What? I'm feeling what?
You left. You leaving Golden State. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, Kevon Looney's a Falcon.
Yeah, you're gonna compare me.
That's crazy. You in New Orleans now. You in New Orleans now, man.
Hey, Kevin Looney was on the bench anyway, so y'all don't stop comparing me to Looney.
I'm not. He's been on Golden State his whole career, so he's been around for all the championships.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but Looney getting old, bro. Like I can say he was gonna be traded.
You're talking about he be on the bench, but Kevon Looney is what you call the other guys, and he's been the other guys for Golden State.
I mean,
when they won the fourth championship, he was out there grabbing every
rebound. Yeah, facts.
It was,
but he was getting every fucking rebound.
Yeah,
it was. But at the latter stage he's at the latter stage of his career right now.
Yeah,
but
ain't like he was going to be. Ain't like Golden State looked at him as a lifer.
Yeah.
They could have gave him the lifer.
No, he definitely gonna retire. He definitely gonna retire a Warrior. They gonna bring him back because I can't see Looney nowhere else but Golden State. Like
they gonna sign him to 10 days.
Yeah, they gonna get signed him a 10-day, and Looney gonna retire a Warrior. He got 4 rings with them, yo. Like,
yeah,
I know. Look who else got 4 rings, and he's over in Dallas right now.
Yeah, but he gonna be back too. Another one that's gonna be back.
I don't know why. Well, I don't know. I still don't understand why Clay left, but he left.
But also Bucks.
He left because Golden State. He left because of money. Golden State did not. He felt that he wanted to get paid more. Golden State was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna pay you that."
But Bucks traded Pat Connaughton to the Hornets for Villasy Mitchik. I don't know who the hell that is. And they also signed Gary Harris. Hawks signed Alexander Walker. Signed Luke Kennett. Trade for KP. And they lost Clint Capella to the Rockets. But I do like what the Hawks are doing. I feel like the East is wide open. Like for the
you get Luke Kennett and Kristaps Porzingis, you kind of replace Clint Capella.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's some buckets that they could put up there. Hornets, they traded Nurkic to the Jazz for Collie Sexton. They signed Mason Plumlee, and of course they add Pat Connaughton. The Heat lose Duncan Robinson.
Damn.
But
Utah is a whole bunch of whites in that bit.
They are supposedly the front runners for Dame as well as Kuminga, Miami. That's what's been said.
Kuminga out there.
Magic, they signed Desmond Bain.
Mm-hmm. They traded for Desmond.
Traded for Desmond.
4 first-round draft picks.
Mad.
Well, technically 5 because it's 4. It's
that is crazy though. Like I don't.
It's 4 unprotected. I think it's 4 unprotected with a pick swap.
Yeah.
So they can swap picks, so making it technically 5 first-round draft picks.
And they signed Tyrus, the other Jones brother, the Magic Wizards. Signed, trade, whatever. CJ McCollum.
Mm-hmm.
Sending Jordan Poole to the Pelicans. How we like that? Zion, Jordan Poole.
Jordan, it's just a new energy, new scene, new energy.
Looney there.
That's where it just need to happen.
I don't think New Orleans is the right city for Jordan Poole, man. It's too much going on.
What do you mean?
Too much going on there. Too much going on there.
He was nice. He needed fresh air. Nothing was going on.
He definitely.
Washington.
So okay, I can see that because he definitely wasn't happy in Washington. Maybe the energy of New Orleans he'll be able to trickle that energy onto the court.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that take. All right, the Nuggets trade MPJ for Cam Johnson. They re-signed Bruce Brown. They signed Tim Hardaway Jr. as well as they got Nicholas Valanciunas. Added him to the team too. So Nuggets added some pieces as well.
Nicholas Valanciunas,
the center.
Or Nikola Vucevic.
No, Nicholas Valanciunas.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, Jonas Valanciunas.
Jonas Valanciunas. That's what I'm like. I know his name is not that.
I'm like, I was confused. I'm like, Nicholas.
You weren't confused me. Like, I know his name is not Nicholas.
T Wolves ain't do shit. No,
because T Wolves did do shit. They signed back Julius.
Okay, yes, they signed Julius and they signed somebody else.
Nas Reed.
Nas Reed. So yes, they
got back.
But I'm just saying they didn't make any moves. That's what I'm talking about. They didn't make.
That's a move. Signing back your players is a move.
That's a fact. But what they need more, so they need to do something to get them over the hump, especially with the West and the Rockets and the Thunder. All them guys making moves to really compete. T-Wolves. Are they making those moves? I don't know. Signing their guys is definitely a good move, but are they making moves to make them champions? We will see. Thunder signed SGA to a supermax. They also re-signed Jalen Williams, keeping the band together. They're going to try again, do it again. Blazers buy out DeAndre Ayton, trade Anthony Simons for Drew Holiday. Jazz draft Ace Bailey. Warriors lose Looney to the Pelicans. Kuminga possibly on the move. Clippers, Brook Lopez to the Clippers. Lakers lose Dorian Finney-Smith. They need a center. Who's that center? We will see.
DeAndre Ayton.
Suns sign EuroLeague MVP Nigel Hayes-Davis. Trade, of course, KD for Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Kings didn't do shit. Mavericks draft Cooper Flag and sign D'Lo.
That is a good pickup when you go lose Kyrie for like basically most of the
year.
You definitely need him as a good pickup. I like D'Lo.
Definitely a great pickup with everything else that's happening in Dallas. They are definitely looking to make some moves next season.
Dallas gonna make a little Dallas got a good squad. I like Dallas.
The Rockets, again, signed Clint Capella, signed Dorian Finney-Smith, trade for KD. The Rockets, do they have enough to
take over
compete with
Thunder,
OKC,
basically.
to OKC to compete with OKC. And what's the ceiling for Rockets this season? What they need to do in order for it to be a successful season? For us to look at it like, okay, this was a successful season. I say they got to make the Western Conference in order for this. All this doing to count.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, Western Conference Finals.
Western Conference Finals. Same thing.
Western Conference Finals with the finals appearance sprinkled somewhere in the mix, but
yeah, I'm talking about next season. They got to at least make even when the first year they got to at least make the Western Conference Finals
because you got KD, so you got your big linchpin that's supposed to take you.
Move with the eye of winning an NBA championship.
Right. I'm just saying because all the moves that's happening. Rockets can't.
What Dev is giving the Rockets a fair
first year run.
First year, you don't gotta make the championship, but you
gotta at least make it. Exactly.
That's what I said. I agree with you, but you gotta sprinkle that.
Oh yeah, but it can't stop there. It definitely can't stop there. They gotta win a championship with KD. That's if they don't win one, it's a complete bust.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm talking about year one.
You give them that grace on year one because you still got to figure it out. So
because they got a lot of good pieces, a lot of young pieces. Year one, Western Conference Finals, but this cannot end with them making the Western Conference Finals over and over. Or they did it one year and they lost to 7 in OKC or whoever it is.
Because who is as you look at the team, both teams, who is better? Houston or Thunder?
On paper, I'll say Houston. By eye test, what I've seen, and the culture, I can't say nobody's better than the Thunder right now until niggas go out there and show.
I'm not gonna lie, that Dallas lineup, I think
Dallas and Denver both got
Dallas lineup healthy.
Dallas built up the bench, Denver built up the bench.
Right.
Because technically, D'Lo probably come off the bench, which is a good piece. So it'll be, if it was all a healthy team, it'll be it'll be Kyrie at the point, Clay at the 2,
Coop at the 3,
AD 4, and they got Gafford 5.
Yeah.
And you'll have D'Lo. They have 7 players.
Yeah,
they legit got 7 players. That's a good team.
So yeah, that's the West. The East to me is up for grabs. The West, they definitely got. Again, you got Houston, you got OKC, you got Denver. New Orleans, it's some things happening.
You put New Orleans in there.
I'm just saying some things happening. Some things happening in the West.
And New Orleans ain't up there yet.
Things happening in the West.
They still 8 at best.
Things happening in the West that's gonna make
New Orleans still 8 at best
next year. Also, Grizzlies extend Jerry Jackson $240 million. Sign Ty Jerome. Pelicans sign Looney, trade for Jordan Poole. Also drafted Derek Queen, who is a really good rookie. Look out for him. I wanted the Bulls to get him, but they didn't. The Spurs, building on their young roster, sign Luke Kennett and draft Dylan Harper. Boom or bust? Who is the boom and bust of the offseason so far? John, who's your boom? Who's your bust? This is how we're going to close out the episode. John, give me your boom and bust for the offseason so far.
The boom is between 2 teams.
Okay.
Can I get 2 teams as my boom?
No, I'm not picking 2 teams.
He said it's between 2. He's between.
But they're both the Texas teams.
Right. Yeah.
Just do my shit.
I even like the Spurs. The Spurs.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 of Texas.
Spurs drafting Dylan Harper is good. The only thing I'm a little confused is they got
a bunch of guards. They got a bunch of guards.
Fox, and they still got and they got Fox and Castle. But
yeah,
Dylan, I guess they view Dylan Harper more as a 2-point, and that's probably maybe, I don't know. But I think he's very talented. I like the pick of the player. I just don't know how it gonna fit. Right. With the Spurs, but pick the Bulls. I'm gonna go with Dallas as my boom.
Bus. All right. So before you give out bus, Drew, give me your bone.
Johnny took. Actually, I want to put both Dallas and Houston as my boom teams. Like, can I get two?
Drew gonna take all the Texas. Go ahead, take the Spurs while you at it. Go ahead, take San Antonio while you at it.
Texas. Actually, Houston. I like what Houston and Dallas did, bro. Like honestly, those two teams is going to be when Dallas is healthy. Okay, so I probably Houston now. When Dallas get fully healthy, they're going because Dallas still needs Kyrie. Yeah, like I ain't gonna. They still need Kyrie to make it work.
I think we all in the same space. I think Texas cooked this offseason, but I'm gonna put my boom as Houston. I think they're the most ready to go. But I can't wait to see what that Dallas team look like in the future. I think Cooper Flag is exactly who we think he is.
I'm rocking with Cooper, man.
I rock with Cooper. He one of the Dookies. Like, those my guys. A lot of hate started coming. Like, shit, what's that nigga from Gilbert Arenas? He was saying like they were talking about Rashawn McCants hate ass.
Rashawn McCants really he a Tar Heel, bro. They hit the Dookies.
They were talking about generational players, and he was talking about he don't see that in Cooper Flag. And so
that's just him being a Tar Heel.
So but I think Cooper's everything, and I think he in the right system with the right OGs around him. He got Clay that can teach him about shooting and defense. He got Kyrie to teach him about moving the ball. He got AD to teach him about playing the post defense as well. He got the right OGs around him for him to be a fucking monster in the NBA.
Yeah, that Dallas team
this is one of the first picks that's going to a very beneficial.
Go to ass team. He's really like going to like the best system he could possibly go to for a rookie. Like that's a hell of a system for superstar level rookie to move into. But Houston is today. I think Houston is the boom for today. John, who's your bust?
My team.
Yes, and I agree with you, John. Bust also is the Lakers. That's my bust. They did a damn thing.
The one forward, and that was it. Like, what are we doing?
Sign a forward that was a role player on the bench that nobody knows, losing players, and ain't doing a damn thing. So, yes, my bust also, John Simpatico. Bust is the Lakers. Drew, who's your bust?
It's still early. Free agency just started, but till
right now.
Who's my bust right now?
Who didn't do enough for you right now? Who ain't making the right moves? Who like, I don't like that.
Right now, okay.
Because it was also for me for LA and Miami. I feel like those are the two teams that
Miami. That's
they're not doing enough.
The fly. Yeah. They're not doing enough, and that's my team. So I'm like, they're definitely not doing enough at all. They lost. They're just like we just have Hero and Bam, and that's been that way for like years now, and we're just losing. And we're losing.
So far, bust off. It's gonna make a case of Boston too.
Also, Boston as well.
I like Anthony Simmons playing for them, but other than that, like they really gave up Kristaps for nothing.
They gave up Kristaps and they gave up Drew, who like these are key players. So and then they start Boston also, but
between pieces in a championship run.
These are all teams I don't think will be in the conversation when it comes to playoffs next year. Lakers, Boston, or Miami, they ain't gonna be in the conversation.
Well, the Lakers will
be in the conversation because they the Lakers.
Yeah, I still think
they had a chance to be in the conversation. Like,
I still see them making the playoffs.
Boston and Miami have more of a chance because it's open in the East, but Lakers, the way the West is getting stronger and they not doing anything, the door is closing.
They just relying on their two stars, Luka and LeBron.
We're going to see Luka going to have to step up. Fat boy, got to get out there, got to slim up.
Hey, the fat boy is being slim now. You see the...
Oh, yeah, I see him courtside. I saw him courtside.
He's slimming up. The fat boy is slimming up. He ain't fat boy no more.
Wait till the season start. He going to put on that freshman 40. But with that, that is our OSA special for the NBA offseason. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Who's your boom or bust for this NBA offseason so far? Many moves to come. Maybe we might pop in on another episode where we pop in and just keep y'all.
Yeah, we might have to cover a Giannis trade and
Giannis, right? We might have to cover a Giannis trade. A Dame drop off. Maybe there's been talk about Jaylen Brown on a move. We gonna see anything crazy happen?
Which I don't agree. Which I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. That would be the dumbest shit ever.
That's being had, but whatever happens,
would be the dumbest shit ever.
Whatever happens,
I don't
we
believe
gonna
that.
keep y'all posted like always. Drew in the building, John in the building. My mama called me Devin, so you can call me Devin. We are everywhere except for title. But like always,
we out.
We out.
Love, you claim me the illest. You don't believe in yourself and forget it. You gotta put yourself up in position. Ice skating on there, ice. And my ice skate's been in the kitchen. How can you tell me to pick a religion? I'm 24 and I'm broke as a bitch, but I'm a millionaire rich in the spirit. Yeah. Hoping you get my plight. 24 hours in a day. Goofy ass niggas might die by night. Stand clear, hands in the air. I know my rights. This for the people who say ain't scared. Nigga, you ain't think about this shit twice. It ain't about you, it ain't about you. This is your family, this is your fool. It's what you do. Feel like I cannot blame you, cause you hate the truth. If you my brother, please just think about what you gon' do. Yeah. You here today, but what if not tomorrow? This life is something precious, would you even cherish? The hardest losses, they fill with sorrow. I know you come with cargo, but I could trade you for some of mine, there's no embargo. You know half of the world is slime, boy, just never follow. I could never think the same no more, one other plateau. The water warm, I got a ring of water like an atoll. They thinking wicked politicians can't notice us at all. And if you got them eyes on you, make sure you gon' handle yours. This word ain't pure, homie, watch your back too. I genuflect and pay respect, cause it could end like that, fool. In retrospect, I could've went another path that's not cool. I'm not reverting, I'm just elevating. Taking pieces from my past and make it better, greater. Make sure you make the right decision, can I change it later? If you ain't learning from that shit, you ain't gon' make a ranger. It's cutting deep like situations that will fill with anger. Every day is like a flame that burn you the same. In my belly with a beast, a dog in the brain. There's barely rubber on my tires, I'm scared in the lane. Jerellz. Energy. Yeah. Hey. T-A.